All right, let's dive right in. Ever look at a mountain range or maybe a huge empty desert and wonder, how does that become a world-famous brand? Well, today, we're cracking open the playbook on exactly that. How you turn raw, wild nature into an absolutely unforgettable destination.
And it's a massive question, right? Because this is so much more than just snapping a few pretty pictures for Instagram. We're talking about building an entire identity around the thrill of adventure. It's about turning a place into an experience, the kind of experience people will literally fly across the planet for. So yeah, how do they pull it off?
This quote just nails it. Adventure isn't just an activity, it's an identity. See, modern tourism, it's moved way beyond just sightseeing. People aren't just looking to see things anymore. They're looking for something more. They want a challenge, a story to tell, an experience that really pushes them. And that fundamental shift is the golden ticket for place marketing.
Okay, so what's the big deal? What's the real advantage of going all in on adventure? Well, it turns out the payoff is massive, and it's not just about attracting a few adrenaline junkies. It really comes down to these four pillars. First up, the biggest piece of the pie at 30% is creating a bold identity. I mean, just think about New Zealand, right? They went all in on being the adventure capital of the world, and their tourism revenue just exploded. Then you've got two equal chunks, both at 25%, attracting high-value tourists, we'll get to what that means in a sec, and driving rural revitalization. This is huge, bringing money and jobs to places that are often overlooked. And that last 20%, it's the secret sauce. Organic marketing. We're talking about real stories from real travelers that are way more powerful than any ad campaign. So let's be super clear about what we mean by high-value tourist. You might be thinking five-star hotels, but that's not it. We're talking about people who spend serious money on specialized gear. You know, the right skis, the best climbing ropes. They're the ones willing to fly halfway around the world for a truly unique experience. And because they're chasing a passion, they're way more likely to come back again and again. Now, you might be wondering, okay, who is this actually for? And the answer is pretty much everyone involved in tourism. This isn't just for the big government agencies. It's for the local development authorities, the investors putting up the cash, the adventure companies on the ground, and of course, the tour guides and instructors who are the face of the whole experience. It's the entire ecosystem. But okay, let's get real for a minute. It's not all sunshine and perfect summit photos. When you build a brand on the edge, on adventure, you're walking a fine line. You've got this incredible promise on one side, but some very real dangers on the other. And this is the tightrope you have to walk. On one side, you have all the good stuff, authentic experiences, real economic growth for communities, and putting your spot on the global map. But the flip side, the peril, is just as real. You risk turning something pure into a commercialized mess. You can cause serious environmental damage, and of course, there's the ever-present issue of safety. Which brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most important point of all: safety. It has to be priority number one, period. Because as this says, it only takes one bad incident to completely destroy a reputation that took years, maybe even decades, to build. It just evaporates. That means you need ironclad standards, certified guides, top-notch equipment, and emergency plans that have been tested and retested. There is zero room for error here. All right, so we've talked about the why, and we've talked about the what-ifs. Now let's get into the how. How do you actually do this? This next part is the blueprint, the step-by-step guide to turning a piece of land into a world-renowned trademark. It's a four-step path, really. Step one, analyze your potential. You have to figure out what's your unique hook, what makes your landscape different from everywhere else. Step two, develop your story. This is where you craft that bold identity we talked about. Step three is where the rubber meets the road. You design the actual experiences, and they have to be safe, they have to be sustainable, and they have to be incredible. And finally, step four, you build and fiercely protect your reputation. That's all about quality control and managing those risks we mentioned. Okay, so as we wrap this up, let's talk about the ultimate goal. Because when you get right down to it, this is about so much more than just selling hotel rooms or tour packages. Here's the big takeaway. The most successful destinations, the ones that become absolute legends, they get it. They understand they aren't selling tickets or accommodation. So what are they selling? They're selling personal transformation. They're selling the feeling of overcoming a challenge. They're selling a memory that will last a lifetime.
And that leaves us with one final powerful question to think about. Every single landscape on this planet has a story to tell. So, what story does your region have